Hello, Scott. Nice you're here. And hello to everybody who's already joined. We're going to take another 3 minutes to wait for further participants, and then we'll get started. See you in a bit. Hello and very welcome. Good evening, everybody, to our today's Power Up call, our monthly call that we offer to you with every time we have a new program for you, a new topic, and also a new guest speaker. And I'm happy to see so many people of you joining from all over Europe. Happy you are all here. And before we get started, I want to make you familiar with some technical parts. Some of you may already be familiar with it, but to those of you who are completely new or for whose it is the first time to join this call, let me show you how it works. We have a Hungarian translation for you in place. And with regards to that, I would like to reach out to our interpreter, Gergely. Gergely, maybe you can shortly say hi. Gergely is doing an amazing job and will be here today and take care of the Hungarian translation. And how does that work? Let me make you familiar with it. For those of you who are joining through a smartphone or through a tablet, you have these little 3 dots in the very right bottom of your smartphone. And when you click on it, you click on language interpretation. That's when you choose your language, in this case, of course, Hungarian. You can decide whether you want to mute the original audio or not, and then you just clicked on. Similar it is with, for those of you who join through their laptop, through their computer, you click on that little globe in the very bottom, and then you just click the language you need. And same as for your smartphone, you can mute the original audio if you want to. All right, and now let's get started. For those of you who do not know me yet, my name is Katja Perlman. I am a ASEA Business Development Manager, and I will be your host for today's Power Up call. And we have, of course, some interesting topics prepared for you. We have invited a very special guest today. I'm happy he is here. It is our Chief Executive Officer, Scott Aldred. Very welcome, Scott. Happy that you joined today and give us some insights on the global vision of ASEA. And after Scott, I will talk a little bit about what to focus on currently. I would like to re-promote the Rise to the Rank, which is a great incentive for those of you who will qualify for the very first time to a Director 300 or a Director 700. And I would like to re-promote what you can gain from it, why it is beneficial. And then, of course, at the very end, I would also like to give you some outlook on what trainings are about to come. But now I don't want to let you wait any longer. And I want to say hi to Scott. Hello, Scott.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Thanks for joining. It's quite early in the morning, I think around 9 in Utah. Thank you so much for being here and for taking the time to speak today. Scott is our Chief Executive Officer and also has a lot of experience as an expert also when it comes to operations. And Scott will share some insights on our vision. He will talk a little bit also about science, and we will get to hear some numbers today. And I'm very looking forward to Scott's presentation. And Scott, I would say I want to hand over to you, and the stage is yours.
Great. Thank you. So good to be with you. 9 o'clock in the morning. It's not early for me. I get up at 4:30 in the morning. My day starts very early, and it starts with exercise every day. So hopefully all of you do the same thing. You have some good exercise and have a good breakfast to get your day going. I usually answer my first email for the day about 5 a.m. and my last one about 8 or 9 p.m. So I'm, the only time you won't get a response from me is when I'm asleep. So that's not very often. But yeah, good to be here. It's a very bright, sunshiny day here in Utah. So it's springtime. I know those of you in Europe, you're experiencing springtime too. So it's great. I'm seeing here.
You want me to stop share and share your?
Yeah, is everything, am I sounding okay coming through?
Yes, perfect. I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, good. Because it just something popped on my screen that said change your language to German.
No, you don't have to do that. It's all fine.
Okay, good. No German for me. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here. And hopefully you can see that.
Yes.
And I need to go into a different view here.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Is that just in standard view, or are you seeing two slides?
It's not in the presenter view just yet.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, how about now?
Perfect. Now it works.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure we got that right. It's good to be with you. It's interesting when we have these professional headshots like this. We look so good. I don't look that good, I don't think, in person. So it's like many of you, we've seen better days. I've seen as my time with ASEA that my hair's gotten less and less over time, but that's the most recent picture I have. So this year I'll celebrate my 58th birthday. So I'm not a young man anymore, but I'm still okay, I think. I'm going to go through the ASEA vision with you and just give you an idea of what we are doing as a company. This is a global company, and so it's really amazing for me to go to the different regions and to speak to people in different regions. I just got back a couple of weeks ago from a 2-week tour in Asia. Before that, I was in Australia. Unfortunately, I missed the tour there in Europe, which is one of my favorite places to go. Budapest is a beautiful city, so I'm sorry I missed you there. But this is the presentation I was going to give for Europe. So I'll go through kind of a speed version for you today and give you an idea of what's happening as a company and also help you understand that we are, in fact, a global company. Let me tell you what a vision statement is. A vision statement is something that we aspire to be or to have. Aspire means to reach the top. And that's what we'd like to do. We want to, a vision statement has several elements to it, but it dictates the course of the company. And our vision statement at ASEA has not changed. This is actually the original statement that Spertus Norton, our founder, came up with. And it's our responsibility to make sure that we stay true to that vision. And that vision is to become the recognized global leader in cellular health and redox-based technologies and achieve worldwide distribution of our life-changing products, our financial opportunity, and our culture. That is our vision statement. We've stayed very true to that. There's actually 3 parts to that. The first part is the redox part, as far as being a global leader in that and recognized. I know some of you in Europe, you can't even say redox from a compliance standpoint. I'm going to say it on this call. Most of you that are on this call understand what type of business we are, what our products are. But our focus is to become a recognized global leader. I'm going to show you some things that we are definitely staying true to our vision. Go over some statistics about our global distribution, some things you may or may not know, and also help you understand from a financial and cultural aspect why we are different as a company. So let's go through the first part. This is unusual that I'm actually going to talk about some of the scientific studies. I have a great view of the company, and many of you know that I came through the operations channel of the company. So my background was manufacturing and distribution, working for very large companies, producing products. And when I came to ASEA, this is my 12th year, it was a very small company. And my first responsibility was to build what is now our redox center and to make sure that we can, from a compliance standpoint, we're meeting all the regulations. So I've been involved in the science from the very early days of this company. And so it's my passion. I love to spend time in science and have an understanding of the product. But let me take you through a couple of the studies that we've gone through so that you can get an understanding of what we're looking for in a study. And you don't have to understand every aspect of these studies. You just have to know that as a company, we continue to invest in the study of the product because that helps us with our research and development. So one of the recent studies we did was on something that's called a C. elegans. A C. elegans is a very tiny worm, WORM for the translator, a very tiny worm. And what we were doing is we were studying if the worms were in ASEA redox supplement in the liquid, did it increase their longevity or their lifespan? And the reason it's easy to study a worm is because it generally has a short lifespan. And so what we saw is on regular ASEA, not just one dose, we compared it to just one dose, that we saw an increase in the longevity rate of these worms. So what that does is it helps us dictate what types of studies we do. And so this study was done in Spain, and it leads to the next study. So when we do a study, it's many times they're called a gateway study. It means we're simply opening the gate for additional studies. So the first study led to the second study, also in Spain with Dr. Boras, that we're studying actual stem cells. And we want to look at this. So this is a current study, so we don't have the results on this. But it's good for you to know that we continue to do studies internationally on the product. Our production facility is not only a production facility, it also has one of the most complex and most technology advanced testing labs in the United States. So it's really beyond just producing our product, we also test product there. And so this second study is something that's going right now. We're going to go all the way to the stem cells. And then let's take another look at a different study. So we'll study both the ASEA redox supplement, the liquid, and Renew 28. And what we were looking for specifically with Renew 28 at the University of Bath in the UK was we wanted to look at glutathione levels. Glutathione is an important biomarker for us because it helps us measure the effectiveness of the product and if it's actually working. So we always have to have a control so that we can see, using a control versus using the actual product, what was the difference? 40% increase in glutathione levels with the use of Renew 28. So remember, we're studying this topically on your skin. We wanted to see what happens if we actually have a blocker that restricts the production of glutathione. So when we added a blocker, we actually saw more of an increase, so a 55% increase in glutathione. What that's telling us is that when cells are not functioning as they should, that we even have more of a positive impact with Renew 28. So a wonderful study. The great thing is Renew 28 is classified as a cosmetic, and so these are studies that would meet all the regulatory requirements for cosmetics. When we were doing this study, we said, can we actually impact the levels of glutathione production by doing different formulations of the same product? One of the advantages we have, because we control our own technology, is we can control the concentration levels or the molecules within the product. So when I say concentration levels, most of the time we measure that in parts per million. So if we want to increase that, we can increase that, see if it has, what kind of effect that has. If we want to decrease it, if we want to change the ratios of the molecules, we can do that. And that's what this next study was, is we could actually increase concentration levels and get a higher result. Let's go from the United Kingdom all the way down under, all the way down to Australia, to Western Sydney University. This is one of our more recent studies. We have a white paper available on the full results of this study. NRF2 is an important pathway because this is the pathway that's tied to inflammation in your body. What we saw is that we can actually increase the production of antioxidant proteins, and we measure that, those different proteins, by the use of ASEA redox supplement. So this was really a groundbreaking study. And like I said, that's something that you can continue to look at online. Go all the way to South America, to Chile. We're going to look at how does dosage, the amount that we take, impact the NRF2 activity. So we're, as a company, we want to make sure that people are taking the most effective amount of the product. So we continue to study that, and that's something that's ongoing. The other thing that was important about that study is we're studying how it impacts the oral health and also the health in your gut. So we're going to continue to do that. Next study right there in Europe, in Germany. Dermatest is a longtime partner that we've had with Renew 28. And so when we are starting to look at other applications for the product, this is specific, and this is actually where we're studying acne. Now, why would we do that with a cosmetic? Well, we're in the process of getting additional certifications so that we can make additional claims with the products. And the certification comes at the Redox Center first, and then we're able to do that. But we need to have the studies to back that up. So this is an actual acne study that's being done on the product. Does it impact blemishes that you might have on your skin? We've already seen with past tests the reduction of scars and different things on your skin, skin tightness, skin smoothness. So we're going to go beyond that with this study, and this is underway right now. We're seeing great results. Okay, so also we'll do studies in the United States. Again, this is a study that's looking at dosage. So we want to see, does the amount that we take make a difference? And then the next study is we continue to do safety studies. So the reason we do safety studies and cytotoxicity, cyto means cell. So we're looking, is there any kind of toxicity in the cell because of ASEA? So again, this is based on different dosages, but we need to do safety studies and continue to update those as they're often requested in different markets. So we do all of these things. You don't have to worry about it. You just have to understand you have a great company behind you, and we're doing these studies to make sure that you have a great product. The technology is not static. It continues to evolve and develop over time. And so these independent studies help validate what we're doing every day at the Redox Center. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview of those studies. We won't go into depth. You don't have to understand them all. If you need more information, we can provide that. We can provide really deep training, but understand the technology is real, the product is tested, and we continue to test those. So let's look at the global distribution. We have 18 different warehouses around the world, soon to be 19. In June, we will open our 19th point of distribution in Indonesia. So Indonesia will be opening in June. I think the target date right now is June 5th. That will be our latest market opening. But let's go around the world real quick so you can understand how and where products being distributed. Let's start in Europe, where we are this morning. Our second largest point of distribution globally is right there in the Netherlands. 156,000 orders shipped last year. I tend not to think of those as orders. I think of those as lives impacted. So this product is going to impact people's lives 156,000 times last year out of the Netherlands. So great job. When you place an order, when you have somebody in your organization place an order, it makes a difference. It makes a difference in that person's lives and in the lives of their family. So thank you for doing that. It's great. 156,000. Norway has its own distribution point, just under 20,000 orders shipped last year. Switzerland, very small location, but Switzerland, because of regulatory requirements, has to have its own point of distribution, 5,600 orders. And then again, in the UK, since you don't want to be part of the EU, you have your own warehouse now. And so just under 16,000 orders. This is a tremendous amount. So those of you on the call, you are directly impacting these points of distribution throughout Europe. The great thing that I have is I'm being over operations for many years with this company. I've been to all these locations. I helped set these up, so I really understand the distribution model as it is throughout the European continent. So really appreciate that. Let's go down to Australia, New Zealand. Again, two great markets for us. Just under 100,000 orders last year shipped in Australia. Smaller market for us, just under 12,000 in New Zealand. So if you've got friends, family, acquaintances there, you can do business there. Those are open markets for us. Let's look at Asia. Asia is an important region for us. Out of Hong Kong, just under 18,000 orders last year. Singapore, 45,000. And note, I was just in Singapore. What's amazing is geographically, that's a very small market, and 12% of the total orders are picked up in the office. So it's a small market. People can take the transit system, the train system, and there's a stop right by our office. They can come pick the product up. It's really a tremendous advantage to them. And they can pick the product up, go to the office, have meetings in the office. It's great. But 12% of the total orders are actually picked up in the office there in Singapore. Taiwan, another big market for us, just under 72,000 orders last year. Thailand, a smaller market for us, just under 4,000 orders last year. Malaysia, 51,000. And then you can just go right on down the list there. Wanted to go, one of the other things I wanted to mention real quick is we do ship product into China through a third-party logistics provider. And so when you see the acronym CBEC, that stands for cross-border e-commerce. And so we don't actually do business in China, but we allow customers to order the product through third-party logistics provider. So that's when you see those distribution points in China. So North America represents our largest market. Right there, just down the road from me, just right out my window, I can see the production center. 172,000 orders shipped in the United States last year. So you can see that's by far our biggest market. We have great logistics throughout the United States. Product can deliver very quickly. And we have all the advantages. We have the corporate office here. We have the redox center here. We can say the most about our product because in the United States, we're classified as a dietary supplement. So we can make claims, we can show studies. So we really have a lot of advantages here. So if you have contacts, friends, family, acquaintances here in the United States, build your business here as well. It's a great opportunity for you. We're far from saturated here, so we could really use your help. Many of you are great leaders, and we could really enjoy having your influence here. NFR is not for retail or resale, so these are products that are U.S. specific that we can sell globally. So another 12,000 orders also shipped from the Redox Center there. In Canada, we have 2 warehouses, one in Calgary, one in Burlington, so east and west. And then in Mexico, and then down in Miami, in the southern part of the United States, we have a small distribution center that we use to ship orders to Colombia and the Dominican Republic. So you can see global footprint. You're working and associated with a global company. So keep that in mind as you're out doing your business. Let's take a look at new associates and customers last year. Great numbers. The company's in great shape. You can see that we're attracting both associates who would like to build a business and customers throughout the regions. So we're in good shape there. And then, like I said, the cross-border in China last year, 15,000 new customers. And with that, over $50 million US were paid directly in commissions last year. So that represents a very unique financial opportunity for people that want to build a business. Also, if you just like to share the product, that's great too. So we really appreciate that. Let's talk a little bit more about the ethos of the company and our company vision. We have the Advancing Life Foundation, which is our charitable foundation at ASEA. Kim Marie Larson, who's our Senior Vice President of Ethos and Events and Recognition, chairs that, the board of that company. That's a nonprofit company within ASEA. We are making a difference all over the world with that, offering meals, offering clean water to people, gardens. Also, we're really involved in human trafficking and trying to stop that. So just what an amazing opportunity to be part of that organization. Medical training, donations to forensic labs, 7 different expeditions throughout the world over the past 9 years. We're super excited this year. Our expedition will be to Africa. We've built a school there, and we're really making sure that we can make a difference in people's lives. So what an amazing opportunity for us to give back through the Advancing Life Foundation. Just real quickly, a couple of the excursions, expeditions that I've been on. My wife and I, Gloria, went to Ecuador, where we were able to help those people there. We built a vocational school there and stayed with host families. So it was an amazing opportunity. Beautiful area. Like I said, stayed with a host family, and we worked. We went there, we did actual physical labor and met the people there. And that school is thriving now today and has impacted hundreds upon thousands of families. And it's a vocational school. So they learn welding, light engine repair. They can learn cooking skills to start their own bakery. And that school is thriving today. Few years ago, we were able to go on another humanitarian aid mission, and this was to Cambodia, where our focus was to provide clean drinking water for people there and to help them also have water to grow gardens during the dry season. So amazing opportunity. We got to see some children in a school and paint the school for them, but just a wonderful opportunity to see people around the world and see where we can give back. The Advancing Life Foundation is a major part of the ethos of this company. So if you're not involved, get involved. It's just a way to give back. Take a look at, as we talk about our ethos, if you were to describe the ethos of the company, the ethos is the soul. It's the internal part of our company. We believe our company has a soul, and we call that our ethos. We have an opportunity, and we believe it's actually a moral responsibility to be a force for good in the world. That's what makes our company different. Yes, we have a life-changing products. We have an amazing financial opportunity, but we also have what we call our ethos, which is the opportunity to be a force for good throughout the world. I wanted to talk to you about a concept in closing, a couple of concepts of unity. I have had the opportunity to travel all over the world and to meet people all over the world. And I've actually found out through my travels that we are more similar than we are different. We all want the same things. We want to live a very successful and happy life. That comes from being unified. It means to be one heart and one mind as a people. This is actually a picture of a place, and there's a very small town, only about 100 people, and the name of that town is Unity. And it's because it was such a rough environment. It's a very high mountain valley where they raise cattle, and the people that live there, they have to depend on one another. So as we build unity with this company around the world, we want to welcome all cultures, people from all different countries. Bring every good thing that you have, bring it to the company. Everything. And with that, we will build a unified company. So we really appreciate what you're doing there. Just in closing, I wanted to let you know that one of the things, along with learning, that we're very similar is that happiness doesn't necessarily come from where you live. Hopefully you're happy where you're at, but happiness actually comes from how you live. How are you treating others? Are you serving others? Are you helping others? What's your relationships like in your life? We will truly find happiness by how we live. I'm so grateful for all of you and your efforts. Really appreciate this time to be with you, and just keep doing what you're doing. If you ever feel discouraged, if you feel down, I want you to know that you're making a difference. So great to be with you. Thank you very much for having me on the call today. I'll stop sharing my screen here and really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your presentation. I think what you shared are a lot of main points that are very important to our associates, especially the science is something we are asked a lot about. And thanks for sharing all the great insights and what we're looking into. This is really valuable for our associates, and also highlighting the numbers, really to see that we are a global company, that we are looking into growing. And with regards to that, I would like to raise one question to you. There was a question coming in the chat, and that referred to opening markets and growing globally. I think someone asked specifically for 2 countries. I think it was Nepal and India, but I'm not sure how specific we are when it comes to opening specific countries in the future. You mentioned Indonesia, but what is the direction with regards to that? What approach are you taking when it comes to extending, markets?
Yeah, that's a great question. And let me clarify. When we look at a market, the first thing we look at is the regulatory environment for our products.
Mhm.
Can the product actually be approved for the market? So that's number one. Number two, we look at the disposable income of a market, and does it have the ability to grow? And then the third thing we look at is the cost of opening the market. So each market has a cost as far as the fees you pay. Some markets we have to have different licenses in those markets. And so sometimes the fees are quite heavy and it takes us a long tell you what they are right now that are under review. And that's how we approach it. Sometimes a smaller market, like let's just say Bolivia in South America, we'll get a request to open a market like that. But it just wouldn't be worth it for the company to, with limited resource, to open markets like that. So we look for the major markets. I know that's kind of ironic because in Europe you have Hungary, which is a massive market for us. And so there's always an opportunity. So there's sometimes we get taken to a market because there's leaders that are working there. Other times it's advantageous for us to open. Indonesia was because we're open in Southeast Asia already. So that's why that market, there's 230 million people in Indonesia. So we look at that. And we look at the regulatory environment as well. So that's how we develop markets. We've slowed down as a company, just because it is so resource heavy when we open a market.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That's a great question. I actually appreciate that question.
Yeah, because you cannot just open a market from one day to the other. It's a really huge work behind, right? Looking into what's needed, how can you notify a product there, and so on and so on. So thanks for sharing how you approach this task on opening markets. Thank you so much, Scott.
Yeah, no problem.
So far, I don't have any other question, at least not that I am seeing them in the chat. But again, I want to say thank you for being here tonight. Well, this evening for you in the morning, of course, and speaking about the numbers, the science, of course, also repeating our ethos, and very much appreciated, Scott. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the call. Appreciate it.
Of course, you can also stay on the call, but I know you have.
I think I'm going to listen in. So just go ahead and I'll probably.
You're welcome to stay.
Here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Scott. Thank you. All right. So it was really great to have Scott sharing all these important infos and especially numbers. I always find numbers very interesting. What I would like to continue with now is re-promoting an incentive that is still going on at the moment, which I think is a very beneficial incentive for those who just joined the ASEA business, or for those who are very close to reaching those early ranks, Director 300 and Director 700. It is our Rise to the Rank incentive, our Rise to the Rank program. And it started on the 24th of February, and we still have 5 weeks to make the best of it. So for those of you who might be maybe new to this call and maybe just started ASEA, or who are about to reach the Director 300 or the Director 700 zone, I would like to repeat some information on this program so that you know what are the benefits of it and what can you actually earn. So the Rise to the Rank is, so the people that are eligible for this promotion or for this incentive are all global associate advancing to Director 300 or Director 700 for the very first time. Important is that this rank achievement happens between the 24th February until the 24th of May. So if you qualify for the first time to either one of those ranks or to both of them, you can earn double bonuses. This also is eligible also all new global associates who enroll freshly within ASEA during this qualification period. And for those of you who reach these ranks for the very first time, what you can earn is the double fast start bonus and the double customer bonus. So double fast start bonus on new associates enrollment orders and double customer bonuses on retail and preferred customers initial orders. And you can earn that for up to 8 commission weeks post your rank advancement. And What I would also like to highlight with that is the tools that you can use to identify, and this goes especially to those of you who are maybe already at an executive level or who have already reached certain ranks and already have team members that are eligible. How can you see who in your team has reached those ranks? And if you go into the virtual office, we have this banner for you. This banner is visible to everybody. And if you click on Learn More, what you can see, we have on the right corner above a field that says promotion details. So you can get informed about the rise to the rank promotion, but we also have a field that says team report. And this is where it gets interesting. So when you click on the team report, you can see who in your team is eligible to earn these bonuses, or who is qualified, who can earn them. And what you can see there is, of course, I have this now put here in gray because of data protection. This is an example from the virtual office. But what you can see exactly who in your team can earn these bonuses, which rank have they achieved, and up to how many weeks can they still earn these bonuses. So this is a really great report for everybody who has a team and who has team members that have qualified. And of course, you can reach out to them, let them know if they are not aware, and talk to them and motivate them, of course, to enroll people, enroll customers, enroll associates, and earn these double bonuses. Then what else do we have? We also have a widget. This is visible to those who have qualified to earn these bonuses. It is a so-called personal widget. And here you see, or you have an overview, how many qualified associate enrollments have you done? Have you had how many qualified preferred customers first orders and retail customer first orders? And how many weeks do you also have left to still earn these double bonuses? So this is a great orientation for those who have qualified to earn these bonuses. All right, so make sure you check out your virtual office if you want to know who in your team can earn these bonuses, or maybe you want to know where you yourself is standing. All right, what else? We have a great training coming up next week. This will be happening on the 24th of April, and we will talk about our fantastic clay mask. So this will be a product training, means you will receive some great product information, but we also will have some testimonials there who will share their experiences on the product. And my lovely colleague, Natalia Celebriakova, she will host a call and of course also be there for you in case you have questions on this product. All right, then that was it for today. This was our power-up call. I hope you enjoyed the call. I hope you could take away some interesting and new informations and numbers. And we are going to see us next month again, of course. As you know, every third Wednesday of the month, we have this call, and the next date will be the 15th of May. So I hope to see you there. And I also want to say thank you, of course, not only to Scott, who was our guest speaker tonight, but also, of course, to Gergely for interpreting this call and being there for our Hungarian team. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining, and see you next time.